What's everyone going on with today? Today, I'm gonna do my top 20 NES games of all time. It's a really good game. Bases Loaded 2. Okay, now, if you guys don't already know, I'm a huge baseball fan. I love baseball. Back in these days, I was huge into sports games, and that ran, that ran into the 16-bit era. It wasn't until the era after that where I really started expanding on more genres of gaming that I would play. But I was huge into sports. I love baseball. Bases Loaded 2, in my opinion, is one of, if not the best baseball game on the NES. It is so far superior to the first one, which was great, but there's more teams, more players, just more everything to do. The camera angles from where you could pitch. This one, I believe, had fights, if you're being to batter, stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, games like All-Star Baseball were good, Baseball Simulator and whatnot like that. Nothing seemed as realistic, let's say, as Bases Loaded 2. Number 19. Ninja Gaiden. You're going to see a recurring theme with some of these games, and this is the first of those kinds of games, where it's a game where I still currently play today. Ninja Gaiden was very fun. The cutscenes were amazing on that. The story that it told, like, you really grasped the concept of what was going on in this video game. It's challenging as well. Truth is, I've never beat this game, which is probably why I'm still trying to play it today. It's an extremely difficult game. If you've ever played this game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, in my opinion, you are definitely missing one of the best platformers, I guess, on the console. Would that be a platformer? Number 18, Rygar. Rygar was one of these games I had as a child, and that's why this is on that list. Actually, I think everything on this list, damn near everything on this list, actually, I had as a child. But Rygar is one of those things. One thing that really stuck out with me about Rygar was the music. It was musically one of the best games on the console. It didn't have that nasty kind of digitized 8-bit feel going on for it. It sounded like actual music going down. It's another one of these games where we had a neighbor who lived next door, and she would come over and basically show us how to beat the game. She was a little bit older, so that was always a lot of fun. It's fun, easy to play. Anybody can pick it up. The weapons are pretty cool and unique. The colors, while it's not like super bright, they did a really good job of mixing the browns and reds and tans together to give you this world that was pretty amazing to be in. So 17, River City Ransom. River City Ransom was a game that me and my brothers used to play as a kid. You can do co-op, but what's cool about this is you can actually hurt the other person. So in this game, you can pick up different weapons, baseballs and chains and sticks and bats and all kinds of other stuff. Well, you could hit your teammate with it, and it was a whole lot of fun when you just wanted to aggravate the hell out of whoever's playing next to you. And that's exactly what me and my brothers did because, well, why not? We're brothers. In my opinion, one of the better ways to enjoy this game is co-op, is with a second player. It's kind of like Double Dragon, actually. Having that second player there, one, it makes it a little bit easier, but it can help develop, team skills, let's say, and social skills in that manner and respect. It's just a really fun game. I like it. It's set in, Hong Kong? Or Japania or somewhere overseas, somewhere not in the US. It's a really good game. #16, Super Tecmo Bowl. Super Tecmo Bowl is without a doubt the best football game on the console, and there were a ton of football games, just like there were a ton of all sports games. It's very hard to take a game like the original Tecmo Bowl and improve on that because that game was amazing. Super Tecmo Bowl, the developers were like, watch this, and they gave you more teams, more plays, just more everything. And it was basically the same game, just with a lot more added onto it. Unlike Madden, who just gives you the same game and don't add crap these days. Kung Fu. Kung Fu is what's known as a black box game. Kung Fu is what's known as a black box game. That means this was one of the original games released on the NES console at the time of launch. It was a launch title, if you will. Kung Fu was super fun and still is super fun to this day. This is, again, one of those games that I still play to this day. I like to speed run this game. I can get through levels 1 through 5 in a matter of about 5 or 6 minutes, honestly. Now, that's not me saying, oh, look at me, because that's not even close to a world record, which is like 4 minutes or something. Super fun, super easy to play. You know, you're Thomas, Mr. X steals Sylvia, you gotta go rescue your girlfriend, and that's about that. One thing I really like about this game, aside from the fun factor and the replayability, is it reminds me of the Bruce Lee movie, Game of Death. This is where he's kind of going through different tiers and fighting different bosses on each level, so to speak. And this is, I think it was heavily influenced by that. And anything that's influenced by Bruce Lee is all right in my book, because I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan, and who's not, right? Number 14, Snow Brothers. Now this is a new addition. This is definitely something I did not have as a kid. This is something I didn't even play until I was an adult. Matter of fact, the first time I played this game was probably 5 or 6 years ago, actually. This is an extremely fun game, especially on co-op. And it's one of those deals where there's two snowmen, if you will, and they are brothers, Snow Brothers. And what you do is you shoot snow at the enemies, and you make a snowball out of them, and then you got to roll the snowball down, and they die. It's not super hard, but it is super fun, and really, believe it or not, there is a little bit of strategy involved in it. Now, it doesn't have groundbreaking graphics, groundbreaking music, or anything like that. The boss battles are, wow, I'm really going to downplay this game, a little uninspired and super easy, but the game is just really, really fun to play. Number 13, Tiger Heli. Now I know what a bunch of you guys are thinking. Tiger Heli, really? Yes, really, Tiger Heli. Honestly, in my opinion, this is a hidden gem on this console, if you will. Everyone's seen it, but not many people have played it. A lot of people consider 1943 one of the best vertical shooters on the NES. This is so much better than that. It's not as hectic. You know, in 1943, you got, I mean, just everywhere. Planes and trains and automobiles and tanks and boats and everything shooting at you. Now, you have a lot of that kind of stuff in this too. It's just not as much. It's a little more manageable, if you will. I really enjoy this. They actually got a little bit unique with the power-ups that you can pick up. You can pick up bombs, you can pick up little helis, which would be little helicopters that come and shoot by your side. So it's possible to get 2 little helis beside you shooting straight, or you can get some that shoot off to the side as well. So you can be shooting this way, 2 guys shooting that way. It just adds a different dynamic to the game. Tiger Heli, definitely a hidden gem, and definitely on my top 20 list. Number 12, Castlevania. What is there not to say about this game? The atmosphere, they definitely throw you in that Transylvania, you know, 1400s, 1600s, whatever time era with Dracula and all that stuff. The music, Simon, you got this great warrior hero, and you're going after Count Dracula. What more can you ask for in a video game, right? Well, add replayability, add good music and everything else, and this is Castlevania. Castlevania is a great game, and that game launched a pretty amazing franchise, actually. One of the best games is, what, Symphony of the Night on PlayStation. I know a lot of people don't like 2, but they kind of went back on course with 3. It's one of those deals where not every game is perfect in the franchise, but not every game is going to be perfect in every franchise. But we're talking about Castlevania, the original. That's what kickstarted my love of Castlevania, and if you're not into Castlevania, play this game, and hopefully it'll do the same for you. Number 11, Tetris. In my opinion, you can't have a top, really Nintendo list, NES list, without throwing Tetris on there. Tetris is a puzzle game. It was developed by the Ruskies, and outside of vodka, they showed the world that they can do something else right besides make liquor. So thank you, Mother Russia, for that. This game, honestly, it's amazing. It's fun. It's challenging. It's fun to put in and not only challenge other people, but challenge yourself. You know what I mean? It's one of those games where you constantly want to try to do better, especially when you see other people. I know some pretty damn amazing Tetris players, and I'm nowhere near on that level, but I'm no slouch either. I'm definitely always trying to get better at Tetris, and the fact that it was used in the 1990 Nintendo World Championships, which is a game that I absolutely love. It just heightens my love for this game. All right, guys, that's the first half of my top 20 NES list. I want to thank you guys very much for tuning in, and you will see the other one well, from time of filming in a few days, hopefully. But in the meantime, if you want to get notified on all the videos that we're doing, hit the subscribe button and then go click the bell and then send your firstborn child and placenta to your next unborn child, because that's what it takes these days to actually get a notification on YouTube. If you want to give us $1 or $2 every month on Patreon, there's exclusive benefits like seeing all of our episodes, our Game Chasers episodes early, commercial free, all that good stuff. Or if you want to support us with merchandise, click down below to get a DVD, Blu-ray, or a t-shirt.